Okay, hello guys. Today I'll be taking you through a point of sale, Robico's point of sale system. I'll be showing you on how to make sale, how to view sales report, and more. So this is the login page. We put the password here, and then we log in the system. After logging in the system will take us directly to the selling window. So here is where we now, maybe for example, we want to sell something. Here is where we'll search something, and then we'll have the options coming here. If for example I want to sell this dower, I just choose that dower and put here the quantities, then I click on sell. That's on how to make a sell on Robipos. So after I've inputted the sell, and then on this side I'll choose whether I want to input maybe the payment mode. Maybe if it's M-Pesa or something, we choose here the payment mode. We can also use our function keys buttons. Instead of using mouse, we just use the function keys button. If for example when you just click F3, it takes us here where you will have to input the cash that have been given, if it's 200 like that. After that, then we just print the receipt by clicking the print receipt or clicking the enter button in the keyboard. So when we just click print receipt, it will print for us the receipt for this item that we have sold. So after selling, it has printed the receipt. So when we want to see maybe something that we have sold, maybe you are a cashier, you want maybe to return or something like that, when we come here to cashier sales, we have the cashier sales button here. When you open the cashier sales, it will show us the receipts that we have sold here. For example, this is receipt number 95. We sold item worth 200 shillings. When you click view, it will show us what we sold. We sold dower. Maybe for example, if you want to return this dower, we can just click here the return button. Or in the same receipt, if you want to add another item, we just click here to add order sales. It takes us back to the selling window with the item that we had inputted. Then we just add another thing. Maybe for example, dower. Then we have the delivery, and then like that one, and then you click sell. On a sell, it will add the delivery also fee in the receipt, and then we also then again print the receipt. So that's how we make sales in Robipos, like that. So after that, we have the after we made a sale, we've seen what we sold, like that. When you just open the cashier sales, we have this detailed report. Maybe for example, the cashiers in the evening, they want to see the report. When you just open the cashier sales and they click this detailed report, and then you click view. Maybe for example, we just want to view for today. It will show us all the things here that we sold. Maybe for example, dower, how many dowers have we sold, like that, how much is it, and it gives us the total amount here. Maybe for example, it is giving us the FGB that has been sold. They have been sold 12. So these are detailed report on cashier sales. If cashier want to see the money at hand that they should have, this is the total amount, and these are total items that they have sold. So after that, maybe for example, we've sold things, and maybe we want to add another thing. We have the purchases module. When you open the purchases module, this is where we restock the items. Maybe for example, we want to restock the dower. We just come here to add a new purchase, and when we click a customer, maybe for example our supplier is this, we just select the supplier, then we click on the next button. When I click on the next button, it will take us to this page where we'll put the items that we are selling. For example, dower. Let me just sell dower. It will bring me dower. Maybe how many have I bought? Maybe I bought 10 of them. Then I just click I'll enter the buying price on. It will automatically, system will automatically pick the current buying price that it has. So when you click enter, it will pick the price, the buying price, which is 100. But maybe if the price has changed, you can also change from here. Maybe for example, today we bought this thing at 120, and then we just click enter button and then update this thing. That means it will bring us a different price from the other one. So that's on how to do a purchase. After just completed inputting everything, we just click here to complete and close. If we want to print or something like that, it will be added here on this top of this. So we have this invoice from this supplier called General 2, invoice number 192. We bought one item totaling to this amount, but we've not paid this supplier. If you want to pay this supplier, we have a button called payment here. We just click the payment button. We want to see the right now when we go to our data, we have the creditors up here. When you open the creditors, we'll have to see our this General 2. We also have the some amount to pay him. So we have a General 2 here, but right now it's showing me a lot of data because of what have been done earlier. So when you just come here and we make payment, for maybe for example for this invoice, we just say make payment. I want to make payment like that. We select the bank that has paid me. For example, it's this DTB, and the payment amount, how much are we paying? The original amount is 120. If it's 120 the whole amount, you just select one, you just say 120. If it was paid by maybe M-Pesa or something like that that has a reference code, you input here the reference code and then you say make payment. That means okay, just to pick the correct date and time. So let me just redo that one. Maybe for example, just say make payment and then select bank, maybe that one, amount to pay 120, like that. Then we just make payment. After we made the payment, right now on this invoice we have this was the total amount and this one is paid, so we don't have the balance for this supply on this invoice. So this invoice has been paid, like that. So that's on how to make a purchase. After making a purchase, maybe you have another one like expenses. Maybe for example we've had expenses for the day. When you open the expenses module, it will bring us to this page. Right now we have some expenses that have been put, that have been input. So we just click here on adding a new expense. We just say post expense. It will open for us this page where we just select the bank that has paid. Maybe for example we paid with the DTB, the person in charge of that who approved, and then maybe for example we just input a general description here. Maybe for example daily expenses, like that. We just select, then we just click on post this expense. After clicking on post this expense, it will activate for us this button down here. See as well, now we'll select the expense account. Maybe for example we paid transport, we have transport, and then we say description transport or fairing of goods. Maybe let me just use this one as an example, selling of goods. And then I input here the amount. Maybe it was 250, and then I click on post an expense. It will post to that one. Maybe for example we have another one. Maybe for example meals. We bought meals in our shop, and maybe I say I bought lunch. Lunch worth how much? Maybe for example 250 also, and then I post that expense too. So we'll have these two expenses. After I inputted all the expenses, it will show me the total amount here. Then I just click complete and close. If I close, that means it will show me here. It will add here above here the expense that we've inputted today from this DTB bank, like that. If you want to see what we spent, we'll just click on view button, and then it will show us here. We had an expense on meal, which was lunch, and then also on transport, which was bearing of goods, maybe from somewhere, and like that. But apart from that, maybe for example want to see an expense for the whole month, just come here to search for item expenses. Maybe we input the date, from which date from to now, then we just click on view. It will show us all the expenses. Like for this case, I've just viewed the expense for today. That is bringing me the two expenses. It's bringing me like this. So like for example transport has been posted today so many times, so that means that's why it's bringing us this like that. And then if you want, we don't want to group them. Maybe we want to see transport for what and what and what, we'll just come here. Maybe for example for search for item expenses, group items, you just say no, and then we view. When we view, it will show us transport to the shop. This one was inputted earlier, and then fairing of goods that was inputted, it will break down for us and show us one by one. So this one was input by me, but the other one was input by Kelvin. So that's on expenses. Maybe for example, okay, we've done expenses. We have let me show you on stock list. Stock list is used on adding products in the system. Maybe for example here we have products in the system. For example, we have these tiles. This is this is a category, the product name, and then the buying price and the selling price. If you have a wholesale price, also will be there. The system calculate for you the price margin for both retail price and the wholesale price, and the quantity that are available right now, and the branch that the item is from. So you just want to add another item, just click on add product, input the code. For example, if you are scanning the codes, you just scan the code there, or input the manual one, and then you input the name. For example, gum brown, like that, and then the short name. For example, for the people who have how do you call it, the barcode printers, or the tags, who prints the tags, the names that you want to be printed on the tags. Then you select the category that of which the product belongs to, then the supplier, with the buying price, selling price, we enter the wholesale price if we have, and then after that we specify the reorder level. Maybe for example we want this product after it has gone below 5, the system to notify us, so it will just input here the 5, and then to also remind us that if they are below 5, how many are we supposed to order again. So that means it will help you to control your stock and not go out of stock. Then you click on add product. When you click on add product, the item will be here like that. So that's on how adding a product like that. If for example we want to add the stock, maybe for example this is 111 stock, we have here a button for stock. We just enter here, maybe for example we're adding 10 of them. When we add 10 and then we say update the stock, the system will update the stock. Initially they were 101, we've added 10, they're now 111. That's on how to add stock manually. But apart from purchasing, when you do purchases, the stock will be adjusted automatically in the stock list. And then after that we now have the reports. When you open the manage report, this is where we view all the reports. We have the view sales report, this one, the general one, that will show us even the this is the sample of the report. Will show us the item we saw. Maybe for example I have this, it was a retail sale, and then there's the buying price like that, the profit that we've gotten into that, like that. So that's one of the reports on manage report. Apart from that report, we have so many reports here. Maybe for example sales per product and the movement. We want just to see one product, how we've been selling it, it will show us here, and the movement that we've been adding and subtracting them and selling them. And then sales per product category. Maybe for example we have different categories, like here we saw the tires one and the general one, so we just want to view from one category. It will show us from here. Sales per person, maybe for example we have 2 cashiers, we just want to see one cashier how much he has sold or something like that, or different waiters, you want to see this one how much he has sold and the other compared from the other one. Maybe for example for the sales that were returned, we also have the report to show us the sales that were returned. The suspended sales, these ones are the ones that were being sold and then they were cancelled. You will also see that report. Fast and slow moving goods, we want to see the products that are moving fast or moving slow. The system is able to generate for us that report. Apart from that, we have this other side of some summary report. The summary report, this one shows us only the total monies. As you compare this one, when you view this, it was showing us products per product. Maybe for example, when I just view this, let me view this, and you see the difference. Maybe for example here, it will show us the mode of payment, the total amount, and it will show us, maybe for example it was M-Pesa, how much was M-Pesa, if it was credit, how much was credit, like that, and gives us the total report down there. If you want to see, maybe for example Z report, for example we'll just come here to view receipt sales. We input here, we say display type. Maybe for example we just want to view without category or with the categories. Let me just view with categories like that, and then let me view. The system will generate for me this report. The system will generate for me this report stating the sales summary here. How much have we gotten in cash? How much have we gotten in check? It will in credit, how much is that, and then the grand total. Then it will down here, it will specify for us the categories according to categories, the total amount that we've gotten from categories. And if we had any expenditure, the system will show us down here the expenditure and the total money rendered in that day. Apart from that, we also have the accounting reports, which we'll be having them in the next video. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to see for the next video. Thank you so much. You are welcome to Robi Search anytime, anywhere. Thank you so much.